Alright, what's up everybody? So I've been meaning to do this for a while. I meant to do it at the rank 500 milestone, the day 450 milestone, the rank 600 milestone, and here we are at 611. So I figured rather than wait for another milestone because I've been procrastinating, I might as well just get this done. And it's only been like 4 days since I hit 600. I've been just spamming Machine Hera, which is super efficient, and I definitely recommend for anybody who's late game. This was taken on Thursday, so 2 days ago, so I guess we're on day 479 now. For those who were curious on the day count, I haven't been playing as long as some people, and I definitely don't have the ranks of some people, but I've definitely enjoyed my time playing pad. Definitely been a very, very, very good experience. But yeah, anyways, let's start with my box chronologically. I think that's the best way to start the box tour, just because it kind of tells our story. At the very beginning, I did know about rerolling, and I did reroll a ton to try to get a good lead at the very beginning of the game. Not that Valkyrie was a bad lead, but in hindsight, I definitely should have just kept rerolling. I rerolled for like 6 hours or something, and I just kind of got annoyed. And so, yeah, we ended up with Valkyrie. And she served us pretty well, though. We didn't use her as a lead for very long, as you'll see, but she was a staple sub for a very, very, very long time. She's also the kind of lead and card that I initially was going after. When I first started this game, I knew that I wanted to play blue or light teams, just because thematically that's fit what I've always kind of played in any game online or card games like Magic and stuff, always after the controlling cards, the light blue. Yeah, anybody who's played Magic understands. But yeah, I YOLO pulled a little bit after that, and I pulled Andromeda. I did not use her for quite a while. I didn't have a team for her or anything like that, or the subs to run her as a good lead. But I've definitely made use of her now, so definitely one of my favorite pulls. As you can see, some initial starting, just decent subs that you go after. Grabbed a Vampire Drake that I never ended up using. Shibney and Siren, both for the late healer teams. And then Echidna. I also pulled an Alameda, thankfully, early game. Obviously, she's fallen off quite a bit. Insert all of your Alameda jokes here. Now she's just kind of skill inheritance fodder once we get her next set of buffs. But she definitely carried me for quite a while, and I couldn't never bear to feed her off. I've thought about feeding off her 297 so many times when getting 297s was a lot more difficult, but I couldn't bear to do it. She did way too much work for me. Realistically, I should just 297 Valkyrie out of respect, but I haven't gotten around to it. Maybe one day. But yeah, that's my early game. I never played Ronya or anything like that, or Verd. These are both... I skilled her up and made her for my little brother. When my little brother started playing, he pulled 2 Sonyas in one pack or something stupid like that. It was pretty absurd. And a Lubu. And yeah, so I made her for him, and then same thing with my Verd. I made her for my girlfriend, and I farm with her occasionally for like attribute specific dungeons or something like that, or lazy farming, but I never really ran there. The next lead after healers that I really, really got hyped on was Awoken Shiva. Awoken Shiva then carried me for quite a long time. But yeah, let's jump into the box. Just my favorite, I guess, so you can kind of see what I've done with everything. My box isn't the cleanest. I tried, and I try all the time, but I tend to hoard mats that I know I'll need for evoing and stuff like that. So it's a little bit messy, but yeah, here we go. Here are 2 Yamatas. I've never used this card prior to farming Machine Hera, and he is very good at that. So I started working on the second one. He's obviously not up and running yet, so I use Uriel on that spot. Never use Uriel until this either. He's got some sweet plus egg distribution. But yeah, again, that's just for Machine Hera. I do have the kind of perfect box for XM, not in multiples. The Gadius, the 2 Uriels, and I have a Mitsuke, I think is her name, this thing. but I don't have the MP quite to pull an XM. I'm saving mine for Bamboo or UU, whatever you want to call him. So that's my next big purchase. But yeah, what do we got here? I take a lot of pride, I guess, in having my box be established or as close to established as possible. I always try to Evo stuff, and I always try to get them in close to working order so that if I ever need them, like Ares, for example, he's not awoken. I've never really wanted to farm with him. I've wanted to inherit his skill a little bit here and there, but I haven't quite needed to yet. So he's sitting here. He's close. I could do it at any point, but yeah, I have a lot of examples in my box that are like that. Set, close to max level, everything like that. He's evoed, but I've never needed him, so he's not awoken or anything like that. I have similar things where things are max skilled or whatever, just for the sake of doing it. Like I said, always having cards as close to usable as possible so that when I do want to use them, I'm able to easily do that without having to work on an entire card. But yeah, like I said, Shiva was my first big lead. Right now he's set up for Woken Machine Hera. My whole red box is basically dedicated to just farming Machine Hera right now, which is fine. Standard Goemon, I'm working on the not ulti-vote Goemon as well, so that for dungeons where you don't need the animation, he's set up, he's close. Suitor for button pressing and for Machine Hera. Sonya's go on skill inheritance for that too. Lillian goes on skill inheritance. I have 2 Cacaos that I used for Shiva as well for a long time. What else do we have here? Mini Odin. I don't have a real Odin, sadly, so he's all I got. I never use him, but that is pretty funny. I used to use her periodically on Shiva. She's a little ass kicker. Tsubaki with the 4 Scarlets. I did not whale to get these or anything like that. This was just done through Bologna multiplayer farming. Super easy, super efficient. Yeah, net 4 Scarlets out of the deal. I need to make a 5th one. I think she's somewhere in here. Right here. But she's nowhere close to done. But I haven't needed it. I haven't wanted to do 6 Scarlets. Tsubaki plus 4 Scarlets has been good enough for the things that I want to actually farm like that. What else do we have? Some Fist of the North Star collab pulls, Terras, which I might eventually invest in for Tsubaki as well. She kind of adds an interesting dynamic to it. New York collab thing, or New Year's, not New York, sorry. Some random Hello Kitty pulls. Gotta have the box cheerleader. Alright, and then on to blue, which is my favorite color in the game, probably. Like I said, I'm gonna be buying Bamboo, so I have a few things to work on for that. I hypermaxed the other Hermes for Neptune, but now I gotta do this one for Bamboo. I have these 3 nuts and secure memes here that I farm with a lot, and they should be pretty good on Bamboo as well. Neptune Dragon, he's completely set up. What did I use this for? I don't even remember. There is some solo farming set up with it, but it's obviously good to have just in general. Put your SDRs on haste monsters so that you can get your team instantly back up. Ice Cold, but I never really farm with her, though I should now that she's kind of like Yomi Dragon, so pretty fun. But she'll go good on Bamboo, so I'll probably finish setting her up here soon. Double Bologna, a lot of fun to play with, one of my favorite leads. Some people find Rose pretty boring, but I enjoy it. It's pretty cathartic. It's easy to zone out and just do. And then if you want to play it more optimally, you definitely can. So it has that nice balance. There's the Andromeda again. Awoken I never really led with her. and Ryun, but she's always used on my blue healer teams. Orochi, who is now dedicated to basically be skill inheritance. I need to try to get a second one, but we're here with one. Maybe I'll invest in the red monster with force, this thing, so that I can use that instead. Morimoto. Here's 2 of 3 Samiris, which, like everybody, I'm pretty excited for. I've used her for a long time as both a sub and a lead, as I'll show you here in a little bit. She's a lot of fun. She's one of my favorite leads in the game, and yeah, she's getting a huge buff, so I'm pretty excited. And working on the second one, close to done, and then I have a third one I got to work towards as well, but we got 2 months to do that, so quite a while. Here's Toki from Fist of the North Star Collab. He definitely helped quite a bit when I was playing my healer teams back in the day. Huge shield, and you could also pair him with Andromeda. They had similar leader skills, so that was nice. What else? A couple Karens. I was gonna make 3 of them for running kind of like a Neptune Dragon system, but the third one is being slowly skilled up so that I can make the blue-green one, just to have some variance and optimize teams a little bit better. 2 Sun Quans. This one was obviously healer duty. This one was gonna be a potential blue healer lead to pair with like blue Elmetas and stuff like that, but I never quite got around to it, so that one will probably be swapped to Awoken when we get that. I have another one as well, but I'll probably swap them both. We'll see. What else? There's a 3rd Samiri. Second Isis, which I should probably work on. Very good for skill inheritance and stuff like that. Anything interesting? More Hello Kitty collab, more box cheerleaders, Kappa. Alright, green. Green is a semi-neglected color, but I've been kind of recently working on it. Due to my newfound love of Artemis, I have 3 of her. That one's not done. This one's done now. So 2 are done. Third one's being worked on slowly. I don't know if I'll actually do it or finish it, just because I haven't actually really ran with all 3. We just got her ult, which is pretty exciting. She's pretty sick for row teams. She fits on a lot of teams due to her typing. Being a healer, she can fit on apDrop, stuff like that. So pretty exciting. And yeah, just need to finish awakening her. Started working on the Perseuses for when we get Awoken Liu Bei. I have 3 Perseuses, so 2 of that will go towards that. Need to finish evoing my second Gronya for skill inheritance fodder. Yeah, I don't really ever play green. I just use it for infinity challenges or farming dungeons that are attribute specific, but once we get Awoken Liu Bei, I'll be going pretty heavy in that. Started working on my first Dios. I plan on making 3 of those, maybe make the 4th. I don't know, we'll see, depending on how dull it is to farm out the first 3. But yeah, green's looking pretty good with Awoken Liu Bei for multiplayer and stuff like that, so I definitely recommend, if you haven't already, start planning towards working towards that, because yeah, a lot of people will be looking for those to partner with for farming everything. Definitely plan on investing the team to farm 1 or 2 mirrors as fast as possible. That card looks like a ton of fun, so plan on farming the crap out of her and then leading with her. What else? Lots of Final Fantasy collab stuff. I haven't spent anything in quite a while until the Final Fantasy collab, and I threw down pretty heavy. I really wanted a Sephiroth. I didn't get that, but I did get Cloud and Lightning, so somewhat worth. But yeah, a little sad that I never pulled Sephi, but that's okay. Let's see, anything interesting? dupes. There's the Lube that'll be the Awoken one. I'm going to keep the other one in his current form. No reason to swap that. The two other Perseuses. One of those will likely collect dust for quite a long time. Second one will definitely get used though. Two Tengus from the New Year's collab. Definitely a little bit better than the regular version, but so I sold off those and I started using these ones. They could use a little bit more love. This one's max skilled for inheriting, but this one needs to get max skilled. Best Cat, which I would have loved to have had in this game prior to now when she's fairly out of the meta. I played Awoken Shiva for a long time. I had Vishnus and stuff like that to actually play Best Cat, and I would have loved to have had her, but I only recently got her in the Memorial Machine that was like 5 days ago or something. So I'm super glad I have her, but I won't be using her until we get Ace Best Cat. So pretty excited for that. Looks like a ton of fun. But yeah, for now, she's just going to be a box cheerleader. Anything else? Nothing really. Got the beans, of course. There's the red and green one. I just need the blue one left. Then we got the bean squad. Alright, and for light, like I said, we just pulled lightning and cloud. Both max skilled, ready to go. For anybody who ever needs those. Like I said, tons and tons and tons of multiplayer farming. Skill level 13. I need to finish him off, but I had really, really, really bad luck on the last group of skill ups. I saved up 20 or 30 before we got 3x, and they all just completely failed pretty much. So that felt pretty bad. So I need to go back and do that a little bit more, but it's not as efficient as Hera, so I'm kind of putting it off. One of two Sunquans. The second one's down here a little bit, and he'll be getting evoed soon and finished off so that when we get Miru, I have both of those ready to go. Again, Battle for multiplayer, really, really, really insane. 3 rows, multiplayer buff. Max skilled Nordis. I've got a lot of the rogue dungeons max skilled. Super efficient to be farming those for MP from the Predras, EXP from the Metal Kings, and then yeah, just getting those guys online. What else? Couple pieces, dupe legs. I'm slowly looking to obtain these, but I don't really want to farm Machine Zeus until we get him, so might be a while before I actually evo him. One of 3 max skill aerials. I'm evoing the other 2 right now. Yeah, this card's insane for skill inheritance. 4-turn cooldown on an unbindable triple TPA sub. Absolutely disgusting. Really, really, really good. I like how these cards all went from complete obscurity to gung-ho, just giving them triple TPA, them still being obscure, and then skill inheritance comes in, and then bam. 4-turn cooldown base on a high damage card. Yep, we'll take it. Really, really good. So looking to get the other 2 up and running so that I have more skill inheritance bases, or just making a fun little system with 3 of those. Not efficient. Again, keyword was fun. Thor, don't really use him for anything other than if I'm doing Zerug farming or something. And Sequoia, I definitely led with her for a little while. I played El Kali for a little while and then played Sequoia for a little while, but I'm not a huge fan of rainbow teams. Just not my playstyle. It's a little bit more stressful than I like for farming with Pad. They're the 2 2 light collies for Sequoia and company. If I ever want to play rainbow leads or themselves. Here's the AMA that I eventually graduated El Meta to. I didn't play her for very long, but she was definitely fun. What else? Made this guy for lightning to cover dark, because I don't have a dark collie. Feels bad, man. 2 Lucifers from the school collab. Can't recall the name right now. Here are 2.5, kind of 2.5 max skilled Ilias. I plan on doing the full 4 just for the really, really dumb system of just running leads with 4 of those. But yeah, mostly just farming GR for the rank XP and trying to get a few skill ups like Zeus, Dios, and Satan out of there. And then getting Ilias in the process. So those are just a byproduct of farming that, but pretty fun. Here's the second Sun Wukong. Almost max skilled. We'll finish him off before we get Miru. Here's AMA for farming Zerg Infinity and multiplayer. Indra 1. This Indra is done. I won't be doing anything to him. Maybe flip-flop his evolution or something, but I'm leaving that one as is. I have 2 more for when we get his evolution. Here's Vaughn, really, really good for skill inheriting inside Zeus teams, especially when you run 2 Zeus leads with a mono red sub team. Recently made this Weejust plus the green one for farming Zeus, Machine Zeus. Really, really good delay plus heal. Finally just got this as well. Both Best Cat and DQ were both white whales, but mainly this card. This card is the bane of my existence. I wanted this card for so long because, again, I played mostly healer teams, and almost every one of them, one of the key linchpin subs for Big Burst was DQ plus like Valk or whatever, and yeah, I never had it, and it felt pretty bad. I used the mini one a little bit, I used Fu a little bit, but they were never quite as good. So I finally got her. I rolled a couple times in the last Godfest, and yeah, super stoked to have her. I'm not doing anything with her though until we get the Awoken form, because that should be any day. So I figured I'm not gonna evolve her and then skill her up just to tear her down 2 days later or a week later, whatever it might actually be. So yeah, once we get the Awoken form, I will have her completed. But yeah, super stoked to have her. Super sad that it took so long. NY Hanzo, this guy does work. And multiplayer farming. Here are 2 Leos for Cloud. There's the 2 other aerials that should be done here soon, once I get around to it. Third Kali out of like 6 or 7, I think. Sold out the rest. Consider selling that one, but I might just keep 3 for skilled inheriting. But I don't even really use the first 2, so I don't think I need to. But we'll see. Here's a third Raw. Yeah, third Raw. For button pressing, especially when we get multiplayer, having full teams of Raws and Lightnings and stuff like that should be pretty good, because the other person can run all the skill boosts and stuff like that for you. Second L meta, keeping in the hopes that one day she'll get some insane buff, but Gung Ho appears to want to continue to troll, so that is but a dream. 3 Apocs, 2 are max killed, 1's getting finished. And by finished, I mean started. But yeah, 2 Apocs. That guy is really, really good for a lot of things, inheriting his skill onto Yummy Dragon and stuff like that. Or just using it for 2/3 burst boards with Valkyries or anything, Apollos, anything like that. I don't have an Apollo either. That's one of the other cards that makes me pretty sad. I don't have Raphael and Apollo, so some of my light teams are pretty janky when it comes to multiplayer, but usually I just build the other team, so it's okay. But it would be nice to have them, so I don't have to rely on other people to have specific teams. I can have both teams and then be able to work with anybody. That's okay. That's life. There are the other 2 Indras waiting for the Awoken form, and maybe one will collect dust. Here is the new and improved Sindolphin. Started skilling him up. Very long process. I don't really use him, but he's really, really, really strong with the triple, or not triple, the Penta light AoEs plus a decent skill, so setting him up just in case I ever need him. I rolled once in this collab, got the Flash, no Superman, but can't expect the world when you only roll once. Alright, and then on to Dark. I am not a big fan of Dark. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it wasn't a color I ever expected to play much, but my box kind of pushed me towards it, so here we are. Got the double Yomi Dragon, which I still play quite a bit. Still really fun. But yeah, I used him originally for Arena 1. That's why this guy's max skilled in 297. Now this guy just collects dust, so maybe I'll just feed him off. Who knows? Yeah, because I honestly can't see a reason you'd ever use this now that we have skill inheritance. That's why I made Hades and the other version of Hades, so that I have a 25 and a 30% gravity to inherit, so that for Kali you can just inherit that or bigger burst or whatever. I don't know why I would ever run this card again, but he's done. He's here, so yeah. I want to invest in Typhoon. This guy, I did an Infinity Challenge a little while back, and this guy is absolutely insanely fun to play. So I might look to finish him at some point, maybe some of his key subs. What do we got here? Some Machine Hairs. I am a few keepers away from Evoing, so I'll have her done on Tuesday. I never really lead with her, so I haven't actually prioritized finishing her, but I'll probably do it on Tuesday just to finish it up and be done with it. Here's the second one max skilled, and here's the third one getting done. Don't think I'll ever use them for anything. Maybe I'll make some troll team video with them, but for now they're just, I don't know, trophies, I guess. Yeah, lots of cards basically for Yomi Dragon. Pulled Lucifer, started investing in him. He is now my arena team leader of choice for now. That's why you see all these random skill inheritance. This guy has, not guy. Well, maybe some people think it's a guy, some people think it's a girl. Who knows? Yomi has Kechi, and D-Meta has Satsuke, and I use both of those on Lucifer. The team's a little bit slower because I have to rely on skill inheritance, but it actually works out a lot better for me. I'll show you guys in a little bit, I guess, in the team pages. Go through here. Here's from all the Z8 spam. So here are 2 done. And then I have, this one is about to get evoed, so I'll have 3 evoed. Not that I ever really need them, but yeah, here are, that one's skill level 3. But yeah, what was that? 6 done, working on a 7th, or 6 max skill rather, working on a 7th. Again, just trophies more than anything, just for the fun of it. But that being said, they are good skill inheritance candidates. They have good stats, they have good awakenings, they have a decently low cooldown, kind of. It's not 4 turns, but it's low. So you can put good skills on him, and then you have a good skill once you've used up the main skill. So I could definitely see him being used to hold skills. One of these of 3. So once we get the awoken form, I'll probably make 1 or 2 of those with the other ones. Both of the Hades, like I said, for gravities. I just started making both of those, so we'll get those finished up. Here's Cecil from the Final Fantasy collab as well, and I think I'm actually going to invest in her here soon. I have 2 Setsukes, and I saw a pretty cool video on YouTube, and I think that the team could be a lot better, of Cecil clearing Arena 2 pretty easily, it seemed. And I have 2 Setsukes, so because she's not type reliant on anything, just requires that it be dark. That's not her leader skill when she's evoed either. She gets bonus recovery. I think I might do that because that team looked like a lot of fun, and it looked pretty effortless because, yeah, you just have absurd damage through 2 triple TPA subs. Lots of Halloween stuff. what else? Yes, here's 4 more heavy metals for evoing the Z8s. Started working on this from when I was doing Ariel. Got her finished up, so I might evo her. She's got triple TPA like Ariel, so potentially useful. These things, I need to actually look into figuring out their skill ups. These cards are insane for multiplayer. 2 TPAs and multi-boost. This card went from garbage tier. I considered selling them all pretty recently, and then multiplayer came around and absolutely buffed the crap out of her. Between multiplayer and skill inheritance, having a short cooldown on a high damage sub, very, very, very good. So I need to actually skill them up. I think I have 4 of the 5 or something. And then some chibi stuff. I actually use this Lilith quite a bit. Right now using it whenever I farm Nordis with the dark versions of the teams. Started working on this Haku to make the dark red Haku. She's almost done. 1 more skill up. They come out of Machine Hera, so figure I might as well skill these guys up and then actually use them because they're really, really good. Don't always need to do a will conversion. Here's another Halloween card. This card is absolutely insane. I really words, English hard. I really like using her on Yomi Dragon. I don't have a Shamali, as you saw, so she kind of does not the same thing, but something similar in adding 20% passive damage or something like that. It's really, really nice. She's got a good cooldown for skill inheritance and a decent skill for blocking preempts and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's that. And then just lots of mats, pretty much. I don't really keep anything in my box. I can show you how I normally sort. I sort like this, which is favorite plus egg subtype HP. HP doesn't actually matter. That was when we had to farm plus eggs the old way. But anyways, this makes the top half of my box a mess, but the bottom half, it puts all the plus eggs to the top, and then it puts the trash at the bottom. I don't have any trash in my box right now, really. It's just this guy. But normally all the trash without plus eggs goes down here. So then I quickly go through and sell them. I figure out what skill ups, leave those, and then feed all those off. That's how I normally do that. But normally my box just stays in favorite. Yeah, just lots and lots of mats that I like keeping around just to have backups of. That's pretty much my box. As for teams, I tried to clean these up. Normally these are a disaster zone, but this is them somewhat cleaned up for you guys to see. But normally I don't care too much. Here's the Bologna team. This is pretty stock. I transfer in and out from here, adding Mori or Orochi or whatever I might need. But yeah, that's that. Here is my arena team. Like I said, everything is just inherited. This guy has Orochi. Yomi is left as is. I normally put APOC on him, but I had to take APOC off because I needed him to actually farm with for a little bit. D-Meta has Satsuke. Haku is left as is. Yomi has Akechi. So the team is a little bit more slow compared to if I just ran the base cards, but it's a lot more consistent. I have extra fingers and OEs through Yomi. I have extra HP pools. Yomi has a huge HP pool. It's a little bit bigger because I put HP latents on her, but yeah, absolutely insane. I have this useful skill for when after I use Satsuke, I have this useful skill for a while if I need the shield or anything like that. Gives me a lot of flex options. Yomi is used as a bind clear cleric. I could potentially inherit Elmeta or something onto him so that I don't actually have to rely on having 6 hard orbs, but that's not very hard. But you do kind of miss a turn, so it's give and take. But yeah, I might inherit Elmeta. We'll see. But for now, this is very, very good. So I'll leave it as is. Not sure there's much I can improve, to be honest. Here are my 2 trash farming teams. Cloud with 2 Leos plus another Cloud is a system, so I use this just to farm. Kane and whatever with. Same thing with this. This is the net system I talked about earlier. 4 turn cooldown on 3 of them. You have haste on Samiri. I pair with either Samiri or Blonia. And yeah, that team does work for clearing trash content. Here's the green team that, again, I just use for mostly my girlfriend. But it's there if I ever need a mono green team for some sub-attribute dungeon. Lightning team that I never ever play anymore. Yeah, I just can't get into playing rainbow teams really. Here's the second one now that's built. It's there. I sometimes use it, but I'm not a big fan of it. Woken Yomi, or rather Yomi Dragon, not a Woken Yomi. Yeah, pretty standard, nothing too crazy. Based on skill inheritance and stuff. Here is Scarlet System. Pretty fun team. Avoid binds at all costs or you're dead. This was used for farming Nordis. You just pop Z8 early. Lil with Predrez. Haku Akechi. Boss floors or second boss floors, whatever. This is used for farming Machine Hera. I have the suitor for the full red board on the boss. This guy has Vaughn for the second set of twins. Yamato has Mori for the first set of twins. Shiva is used twice. Once at turn 3, or floor 3 rather, I use Lillian's active. And then on the boss floor, you use his base active to enhance the suitor board. And you only need 1 gravity with this setup, which is really nice because it means that I can pair with anybody's Zeus and farm. Some people had their team set up with either not enough plus eggs or not a specific setup to require both gravities, and that just limits the amount of people you can farm with. And this is the team that I use while farming with the mono dark teams for Zeus. So this is the quote-unquote get carried team, but you both do a ton of work, so it's just not as team dependent as the other team. But yeah, 2 Ejesses, Kidna, and then Orochi, and that lets you get carried through Zeus. But yeah, that's my box and the teams that I'm currently using and have set up. If you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them in. I'm sure I'll make a Reddit thread and yeah, YouTube. But thanks for hanging out, guys.